Hey guys, Chaotic Hammer here, and the Team 17 devs decided it is a great time to drop a dev brief when I was at work for a 10-hour shift, so I'm only just now getting to look at this dev brief. And upon looking at it, I saw that there's a lot of things on it that honestly were worth talking about, and at least discussing. Because there's a couple things I didn't expect them to talk about, and honestly when I saw the news I was like, whatever, I'll get to it eventually, but there's some things I want to go over, and it's why I'm not making a post, but I'm making a video itself to take a deeper dive and obviously to discuss with you guys, to what you think. But let's get into it. Now, to start off, the dev brief talks about how they want to have better communication with the community, and it's kind of slowed. So they want to try to increase the PTEs and just developer updates regarding just Hell Let Loose itself. So there's that. And just know, with everything I'm talking about here, as per their own notes, everything that'll be talked about is a work in progress and is in various stages of development and is subject to change. And the content shown in the developer briefings is not a exhaustive list coming to the game, and will spread out across numerous updates. And they are encouraging people to give their feedback. So that's just my disclaimer and their disclaimer. So whatever I'm talking about is purely speculative with the information provided. So keep that in mind. Now, discussing about the first thing on the list here, talking about maps, with a title of Objective Mode. Now, as part of the live Q&A, they did invite the community to take part in several paused maps and modes back in 2023, and they want to know just some more feedback about how and if these maps and modes can fit into Hell Let Loose right now, or seeing if they can actually be something, or if they kind of need to still be developed further. In particular, they talked about El Alamein, which is with the destruction game mode. Now, for those who don't know what this is going to be, this is where I'm going to the next map, the Breakcore Battery destruction. So, for those who remember a long time ago, Team 17, when they first took over, made a disastrous trailer that everyone clowned on. Even I still have my video up. You can go find that right now if you wish to. It's a very crappy meme video. Anyway, their main thing back when they first took over was a huge roadmap, and part of that involved a new game mode called Breakcore Battery, which where essentially you take part in, for those of you who've watched Band of Brothers, Easy Company going on to destroy the artillery batteries firing on the beaches at Breakcore Manor. And what they've seemingly done here is they have two maps with a destruction game mode where, at least from the looks of the photos, you're going along parts of the map and destroying certain objectives. For Breakcore, it's the artillery. From El Alamein, from what it looks like, it's a bunch of Lancaster bombers. But along with that, there's a third one in here. Destruction into capture phase with Danzig Post Office. So for those of you who have been hammering in my comment section about where's Poland, where's all this, you may or may not get your wish. They're bringing a PT discussing this map. And although details are few, there will be more details in an upcoming PT, and apparently this is something they're potentially looking at. As for those of you who looked at the Q&A video that I had, and just in general, Q&A stream in general, that they did talk about potentially revisiting these items, as they were shelved back when the trailer kind of derailed everything and the popularity of Team 17 was at an all-time low. So they scrapped the projects that they had, including this one, and shelved it for a later date. But now they seem to at least be seeing if they can fit into the game. So for those of you who have PCs, go to see the PTs and see what you think and leave your comments, because who knows, maybe it's something there. I don't know what's all active right now, I'll be completely honest. I'm just letting you know what I see and go from there. Next up is something that they did talk about with the roadmap and just in general, was the Stalingrad map refresh. Now, for everyone who knows Stalingrad, it's definitely a map of our time. And personally, I love the map. However, it is a laggy mess, nicknamed Stalin Lag, especially on console. So they've looked to try and fix some of the holes, and at least they've addressed in this dev brief that the level design, HQ blackout, capture point, objective changes, environment art, and material reduction and collision improvements, as well as some optimization and cleanup of the map itself, trying to make it more simplistic so it can run better. For starters, with the level design, they've done a bunch of research with reviewing the map and its engine, and they've worked to make improvements to the map. Firstly, by adjusting the HQ spawner locations, such as to give more cover in the HQ so you don't just get spawn camped. They have a bunch of things labeled of what looks like they're trying to work on, such as at train station and carriage depot. What they're trying to do, I don't necessarily know, but at least for what we have here, iterations of the central capture points are focused on cover, gameplay routes, and a sense of capture point identity. With all map refreshes, our goal is to enhance the existing experience, building on what was there rather than taking away from it. From there, they talked about the material reduction and collision improvements, such as like the different materials needed to, or that they use in the designing of the map, since there's always different textures and different technical materials like, you know, wood, metal, stuff like that. At least that's how I understand it. So there's that. Next, they also talked about the medic rework. Now, with this one, I'll be honest, it could be better, could be worse, but I guess it's something they're trying at least. So with the medic role, they talked about how they're trying to rework it, and essentially they're cutting some of the times down for just healing and the heal process itself. So medic revive speed has gone down from 2.4 to 2 seconds. The Soviet medic revive has also been brought to this as well, and downed players are now revived to full health, meaning that you're no longer wounded if you are revived by a medic. You can instantly get back into the fight, as well as every revive you get is 75 XP compared to the 30 you used to get. And if you're a player who gets revived, I guess your patience for waiting is you get 75 points for being revived. So I guess there's that. The self-manage also gets buffed from 2.4 seconds to 2, meaning you can heal yourself even faster. And you can heal allies just as fast, meaning you can heal them instead of 3.9 seconds, it's 2 seconds. Honestly, it does do some nice things for the medic, but I don't know if it's going to truly move the needle on this one. Doesn't sound like there's going to be anything, at least in this dev brief, talking about maybe dragging players or anything like that. But honestly, this is at least a start, and I don't think it's bad ideas, but I don't know how much it's going to truly move the needle until we see more details and maybe if they change things. So again, all this is just speculative, and also it's subject to change. But I guess it's something. We'll see how it goes. The last major item that they wanted to talk about in the dev brief was the bipod rework. And the bipod system, as they're talking about, they want to rework to allow more flexible and realistic deployment by detecting objects in the player's deployed path rather than relying on hard-coded limits. For UMG guys, this is perfect because we all know the struggles of trying to find that perfect position that nothing's blocking your sight lines, and so you can actually maneuver and get good shots. We've all been there if you've played MG. And so they're doing a couple things where either in the prone position and crouch position, such as if you're crouching through a window and you just can't seem to mount things, or the mount is just terrible. They're working on trying to fix that, make it better. And also if you're in the prone position, being able to turn a full 360 degrees from any direction. So you're no longer hard locked into left or right to a certain degree. You can actually turn around. Now, I don't know how badly this could be exploited, so I hope this is tested well. So maybe like if you're trying to turn more than maybe 180 degrees in a direction, it's like way slower because you have to readjust the bipod or something like that. But that's the main thing as well. So actually, I forgot there is one other thing, the post-match VoIP or voice communications after the game is done. So for the players can now retain voice communications for leadership and squad channels during the post-match flow. Allows players a grace period to discuss the match or plan steps up for the next upcoming match, which I think is really cool because it always sucks when you're in a conversation and it just suddenly ends. Whether you're just playing with a group of friends or, yeah, you're trying to discuss what you want to do in the next match, and just, boom, your communications are cut. So that would be cool, but besides the things I've already mentioned, that was pretty much it, besides some little minor things that really is pertaining to the game, besides just some community update type stuff. The dev brief will be linked below. You guys can check it out, but overall, that's all I have for you. Leave your thoughts down below. I'm curious to hear about them, but hope you got something from the video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.